Typhoon Lan continues to approach the coastline of central Honshu with landfall likely in Wakayama Prefecture here on the Kii Peninsula as we go ahead through Tuesday morning. But already here on Monday, going to start to see the outer rain bands of this storm system continue to near our coastal areas, with some of the worst impacted areas here in Mie Prefecture and Wakayama Prefecture along the east coast. Very mountainous terrain over towards Nagoya as well. Going to start to see some nasty weather, and also back towards Osaka and Kyoto as it runs over the mountains here. I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta. Let's talk about this storm system, which already starting to see some outer rain bands here early on Monday morning, stretching back towards the Izu Peninsula, all the way towards Aichi. Here's Nagoya and Mie Prefecture. The good news towards the west of the storm, not seeing too much wraparound, really a lot of dry air in the mountains squeezing out that moisture. So once again, the Shikoku across the inland sea and all the way back towards places like Hiroshima, Kobe even, not going to be seeing quite as nasty conditions as those areas just towards the east, but definitely our storm system continuing to wrap up. Already got those high wave warnings in place along all of these coastal areas back towards the west. And here's the look at the track from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Also expecting this still to come on shore here as we go ahead through Tuesday morning. 1500Z is right around about 9 a.m. there in Wakayama. So let's take a look at our guidance. And first off, from our fantastic graphics via Metro Weather's Weatherscape. And you see that big old fat donut shape still in this storm system. That's all thanks to some dry air wrapping into it. It's getting further enough north here that really just kind of not tapped into those exceptionally warm waters towards the south. Still a typhoon, still a pretty potent storm system for all intents and purposes. But the main threat is going to continue to be the heavy rainfall as this wraps around and runs on shore here. And this is looking ahead through Tuesday morning, about 3-4 o'clock. It already passes over the mountains. Remember, volcanic terrain, so even threat of landslides is still possible as it passes over the hills there just towards the south and then kicks off towards the Sea of Japan, really starting to get wrapped up by an upper level trough and pulls it quickly towards the north. Eventually going to bring some nasty conditions for Thursday across Hokkaido, so places like Otoro over towards Sapporo, pardon me, going to be seeing some of the worst of the weather. So let's look at the hour by hour here. Let's zoom right in, and this is through your Monday evening in Wakayama, Mie, Aichi Prefecture, even stretching back towards the north and east across the Izu Peninsula. Still seeing those rains wrap around by Monday night. Could even see some scattered showers there into Tokyo, but the worst of the weather obviously is back here towards the east. See the inflow running right up the bay there into Nagoya and back towards Osaka, Kyoto, boy, if you got travel plans in and out of there, I know the tour is going to be having a nasty way of it here as we go ahead through Monday and then eventually into Tuesday. This is by Tuesday morning through Tuesday evening, still looking pretty rough, but the worst of it definitely going to be through the day here, throughout the day on Monday as our storm system pushes on by and then eventually kicks off towards the north. And as I mentioned, cruising quickly, but still bringing some rough weather there towards Hokkaido. And then the heaviest of the rain still going to be along the east coast, but then eventually our storm system shifts back towards the north. In fact, I'll just show you kind of a different view of the rainfall here via windy. This just shows you the 50 millimeters or higher, but let's just take a look at the total rainfall accumulation here. Yeah, in some of these areas, 250 millimeters according to the ECMWF. This is right along the east coast, so that's where some of the heaviest of that precip is going to wrap around and hit. Then back towards Nagoya, 50 to 100 millimeters. Same over towards Osaka and Kyoto, 130 millimeters. Really good, decent little stretch. And remember, as I mentioned, back towards the Izu Peninsula, places like Yokosuka, 50 to 100 millimeters, all still stretching out into Sagami-wan and even the Shizuoka as well, looking at some pretty heavy rainfall too. So back towards the north and east, where this is just kind of have the moisture hitting the hills here, that could squeeze some out. But even in Tokyo, some decent little passing showers. But then once you get back on the west side, yeah, things do dry out. If you even look out towards Niigata, more so over towards Nagano, some passing precip, but Toyama, Kanazawa, all looking at some pretty decent showers too. But then look at Kyushu. It's dry. Not too much to worry about, at least at this time. I like this graphic right here. This is from Tenki.jp, and yeah, it's in Japanese, but really kind of shows you this is Tuesday, Kayobi. That's the little fire symbol there. Also, it's used for volcanoes. Fun fact. So, anyways, yeah. So you see, pretty much all of Tuesdays are just a wrap. It's just nasty here from a place like Wakayama, Aichi Prefecture, Mie Prefecture, and then the Tsuyobi here on Wednesday. All of it kind of tapers off. But the worst of it definitely going to be here through Tuesday morning into the afternoon, heading into the evening. Anyways, that's a quick look at what's happening out here today, guys. Oh boy, it's a pretty decent little storm system, I can tell you that. If you are ahead of this, you got those warnings in place, make sure that you are still taking them seriously. Yeah, it's not a super typhoon, but definitely going to be a lot of heavy rainfall. I know, I lived in Japan here for a decade. I know that these type of storms, especially even this far north, a lot of people just kind of shrug it off. But that's the type of ones that can sneak up on you, especially when these rivers start to rise pretty quickly here across central Japan. At the broader picture, at least I'm not seeing anything crazy in the long-term forecast. Yeah, you see here on the right side of the screen, right there, that is former Hurricane Dora, now a tropical storm, was a typhoon. That's a little fish storm going to kick off towards the north, but I'm not seeing anything too much else. With the waning of our storm system, Lan being that this monsoonal trough, which has just been pulling in moisture here across the Philippines, is going to start to weaken a little bit, and you're going to start to see a generally drier pattern setting up, at least until we begin to see another storm, which possible, but I don't see anything at this time. 31 degrees there in Naha, a little bit drier. Kumamoto, look at that, sunny skies here on your Tuesday. But then Osaka, Nagoya, obviously there's a typhoon. I mean, yeah. It's gonna rain. It's gonna be nasty. The flyover doesn't lie here today. Absolutely rough weather. Tokyo even as well is passing scattered showers here. 31 degrees for your high, and then Sendai at 30. Sapporo's gonna be a little bit messier as we go ahead through Thursday. So cloudy skies, 29, relatively cooler at this time. Do you like these graphics from Metro Weather, or do you like these updates? Big thanks for everybody on Patreon. Continue to support this channel. If you want to help out, please check it out. Colonel Sai just updated actually his Patreon subscription here yesterday. Big thanks to you. Garmin's been donating for a while. Jacqueline as well. Jeff Davis, thank you very much. And then everybody else here continues to support the Westpac Weather channel and our Super Typhoon category on our Patreon. It keeps it going. And, one of my goals one day is to do this full time. Not in front of the green screen today. One reason, I've been sleeping all day, not feeling great. But I still want to give you guys a quick update about what is going on out here with our storm system and everything else going on in the Western Pacific. Of course, if you have any questions or anything like that, I'm here to answer them. Just shoot me a message, or you can comment. Best way to just shoot me a message on Facebook. That's the number one way I'm going to be able to get back to you, and I'll make sure I see it. I need to set up a separate email too, just for some of these questions and stuff too. If that's something you would like to see, put it down in the comment box down below. Anyways, that's all for today. If you have any questions, though, like I said, let me know. And if you want to help out, hit that like, subscribe button at the very least. Number one thing is, of course, stay safe out there.